Right, welcome to my first live stream on YouTube of the Falmouth Branch Heritage Railway. As you can see, this is Churro. It's had a good layout change, is to say. Okay, right. Now, let me just sorting a few settings out and we will be getting underway. Alright. I'm currently in the scenario editor. Just wanted to give you a quick tour of what's around here. Pannier tank is a resident loco. 6753. We've got a full MT tank. 80037. Austerity tank, which is, well, I would like a reskin for this done at some point, but currently number 50 in Hill David. S160 and 7820 mana class. That one, and that one. All Victory Works locos, as my personal opinion, is best makers of steam locos, but you're not here for that. You're here to see me do a bit of route building, so it's exactly what I'm going to get on with and doing. Oh, it can start flying down this way. And the next step that I want to do is it's really helpful to remember what you've got up to with the scenery as well. Okay, here we go. It is looking a bit, well, looking a bit bland on this part, so let's just change to that one. Okay, and we've got a dump. I will be right back. Train sim load back up, and we should be good to go then, with a bit of luck. we will get on with doing a bit of building. Right. We will get on with the root building. We'll get on with a bit of root building now. And yet, no. I guess that is one thing I forgot to change. Right. Come on, TS. Wait for you to wake up. And here we go. We're finally getting somewhere now. Woo! Here we go then. Let's do a bit of root building. Right. We shall get this underway. Right. I'll go for grass. Yep, this will do. Put a bit of a grass embankment on. The thing I love about the VP product grass pack is put it on any level whatsoever, and it'll just stick to the terrain. There we go. Just something a bit different to look at. All your edges a bit drier inside with more moisture. Your darker grass. And there we go. Da, 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 da. It does involve a lot of clicking and your fingers hurt a lot. As you can see, it's coming out of a cutting, so kind of awkward to get some things how you'd want it. adjust this paint a bit on the floor. Or the terrain texture. The better way it is. There we go. Just a bit. Just put a bit of a different texture down. It's nice to, even though it is even if it is a painted on grass texture on that bit, it looks better when you put better textures down. There we go. And that bit can we'll get the one's a bit too crazy with that bit. There we go. It looks much better than the, let me see if I can find it. I will find it. I just need to remember how much I've done. As you can see the difference in it, it's a lot better than this that's down on there already. It's one of them. And yes, so instead of just starting there, we'll go back and we'll work our way up to there. I just wanted to give you an example of what the textures used to be to what I'm changing them to. The reason why I'm using forest floor on this bit is because, again, we're in a cutting, and well, you're not going to get pristine clear green grass. Trust me, I've trudged up enough banks on the Falmouth Branch to end up in an ankle deep mud pocket that you stand in by accident in a cutting. So yeah, we want these bits. Just different bits of grass instead of the same ones all the time. Even though you have to place quite a few down, you get the effect that you want. Just looks better than an open track bed, if you ask me. We'll do a bit of this, then we will, well, we'll take a run at a run along the line, but I do need to clear out a few things before. As last night's live stream to Facebook, the official train simulators Facebook page group, that I decided to go a bit off a bit off topic last night, should I say, from along the line to chucking it here and there, going along, and well, instead of driving, we went around the miniature narrow gauge railway, sorry, at Falmouth. If the first time you're watching me, welcome. But so I'm trying to figure out what I want to put down here. So sorry about my pausing. I just like to figure out what I'm putting down before I do it, and how much I need to do. So as you can see, just that little bit there, instead of having bare tree bottoms, as you know, the trees in TS aren't the greatest, but they are better. The VP ones are a lot better than any others that I know. But I am using a mix of the North Wales coastal trees and packs to the VP trees, grass pack, and I did want to right, yeah, I did want. Oh, hang on, sorry, my mind wanders. There we go. Yeah, that's about right there. Sorry, my apologies. But yeah, I've spent 3 years building this route. Now, as you can see, it's literally just once this landside voltage is in, it's the finishing touches. There will be upgrades to the route, hopefully custom assets in the future, steins, signal boxes. I can see them, but I don't exactly get on well with Blender, as to say. Blender doesn't like me. I can see them, but I don't exactly. Yep, I will be doing a couple of Cabrad videos. They will include different. Well, there will be different locos, obviously, but I want to use a mix of steam, diesel and steam, whichever goes first. I want to use a mixture of it all on the route. I've even got an English electric battery loco. The one from Memories of Mardy. And hang on. What's happening here? Ah, there we go. Yeah, it's not the perfect answer, but where the blending comes in with your terrain painting, your ballast and things like that, just this bit of grass work, things like that, they all work out. It all comes well in the end. Oh, this point rodding. Um, Although it is nice, I don't think needs to run the whole length of the route, if you ask me. Because as you can see, it just runs and runs and runs and runs, and it just cuts off here. There's no need for it to be along here, but things like that that I will sort out after I have got this sorted. After I've got these bits sorted and things like that, then yeah, we will get back to normal with it. Oh, wrong buttons. See, just these bits here. There we go. Although, although that does look much, you put that and you put a high wind ratio onto the route itself, as in your weather pattern. This does actually have a slight animation move to it. Um, there we go. There we go. Even there is a, if you do have the grass pack for VP, um, they they did put it on the Facebook page, but there is a patch out there that it'll still, it just helps it not to make it look as square and robust as the DTG one. So yes, that is a big bonus if you ask me. Yeah, you've got different things like I saw your little wildflowers. Just just placing, tapping, clicking, whichever you want to call it, down and adjusting. I wish the Falmouth Branch had different textures. Do not get me wrong, as I can't, as I don't think when you're root building that you can change the root textures, which is unfortunate. As you can see from above, the grass looks like from above, but once all together, i.e. let's just do a quick patch like this. Boom. You catch that. That looks a thick bushy patch, and it's things like this. Some people that aren't route builders or content creators, it's little details like that that take time, even though it's not for everyone. Don't get me wrong, it's not for everyone. Everyone's more than welcome to try. It's one of them. If you have the patience, do try it, because in the end it is really, really worth it. And I did. When I started this, I didn't have no intentions to touch the main branch line, to be fair. I just wanted to rip the dock apart and, well, put an error gauge railing on it, as I have done. And that was the first modification that I did to the route, and it's going to be the last thing that is finished on the route. As when I started doing the main part, then there we go. And yeah, there is the types of chuck a few lighter bits in there just to just little clumps of grass and things like that. It's so satisfying to see the results when you're driving along and you come across a part that you know you've put time and effort into, and you can see it done. That is such a good feeling, believe it or not. It really is. Really is. Hey up, Joe. I can. I've just seen your message. My apologies. I was concentrating on route building. I have decided just to take someone along, take anyone that's interested in route building along for the ride, sort of thing. It's not something that you can see, but as you go along, as you say, this is about roughly carbide. It just looks like stray grass, bulk stray grass. That's, well, yeah, it looks a lot better than it did originally, if you ask me. Everyone will have their own opinions, don't get me wrong. Everyone does have their own opinions. If you get any textures creeping into your track, go back on with the paintbrush. You can always paint as much as you want. You can change things. Look, that just tidies it up. That just that little bit more, and you still got your little bit of over creep on the paint there. We go back to the trees, grass. There we go. Just the odd North Wales coastal bush. Chuck it in there. As you can see, there is a big difference between that one. Oh, that's under the track. This bush here and the Vulcan Productions ones. And you do have to adjust them, which is the ball ache of it. But at the end of the day, it's one of them things that you learn to contend with, as to say. There we go. And instead of just little bits of grass, just use some of the older, I say older, it's North Wales Coastal, it's pretty new route, 2018. So yeah, it just adds that more realistic, instead of just having lines and lines of grass. Then I just want to give the TS Train Simulator community as good as experience as I can, as I want to. Right. See, little bits like this here, where you don't know what to do with it. Get a bit of gorse, chuck it in. Get it, lower it down, and it looks like it's just grown round the old. See, now all this is if you do that looks silly. But you go back and there's all sorts that you can do with your scenery, it all comes down to what your preferences are and how you want to do them. There we go. Just that bit. It has that bit of 3D depth to the scenery, and I'm no route builder by all means. I can promise anyone that. I can promise people that, well, with me bloody life. I'm no route builder, but I do want to give the TS community a good experience with this route. There were a lot of defects with the terrain when I started, which took me about roughly. It's still not all sorted, but I wanted to get to work on the scenery. So I started on the scenery, as you can see. I ripped out all the trees, started fresh, clean slate, put all the trees down, your bushes, everything like that. It's pardon me. Right, let's carry on. Right, see these textures here? You bit of ballast creep. That's fine. Get your paintbrush. Get your paintbrush. You've got a dry grass texture. Just, you don't have to. You don't have to keep to the same one constantly. And I made that mistake when I first started painting the route. I thought, oh, fresh ballast, that's what a heritage railway will do. But it's kind of not a brand new heritage railway, it's on an old branch line. The ballast's going to be darker. It's underneath it. The darker is the older ballast that was there before. And as you can see, these bits, yeah, they are 2D. They are 2D, but when you're going along at 25 mile an hour, oh, that's more like 50. But you can see, it's better. You don't have to have hundreds of bits and bobs. But again, and you can just get your, again, Vulcan Productions bushes, as I'm using now. Right, is different bushes, different sizes, yeah. We've got this one, even better, that's more for your line side one, yeah. A little line side bush. That, for some reason, you'd think number one would be a smaller one, but it's not. But anyway, it's no biggie. We've we've got this little gem that we've got. These are These are good fellas that are just nice, actually. Um, the loco I need to test out really with this is there we go. There we go. These are brilliant fellas. Even if it's just by fencing, even if it's not all of it, just chuck it in. Chuck it in. There we go. We can do all sorts. You do all sorts with your scenery, but I'm guessing you want to know my reason for doing this route. Well, I'll let you into a little secret. I never thought I'd be able to do something like this because I always thought that. There we go. These bits need to be moved back. Even though they're an asset block, I needed to move them back because my biggest diesel is a Deltic, which lives at Penryn. I'm pretty sure I said that right. Well, I'm pretty sure I actually got the right station. It lives at Penryn, and it's kind of big. So, right, got this bit here. Chuck grass on it. There we go. Just tidies that up that little bit more. Then, if you want to, well, you darken your track texture, then there you go. There we go. Just, well, this all needs painting anyway, so there we go. This fencing was here before, so, but I was thinking of ever so slightly, ever so slightly, just see, we've got all these bits here. Oh, we've got two bits. There we go. That just gives it that bit more of a flowing feel. If you, well, catch my drift. That was so bad, Jake. Yeah, it, like I said before, I never thought I'd be getting on and doing a route build like this. And generally never thought it would be something I'd be able to do, but thanks to the efforts of, well, Joe and Oliver, Carmarthenshire Works. Right, you got your thicker ones, which don't really want next to your line side. Obviously, you got your big ones like that. If you've got something like that, lock it down. Lock it down. It just gives a, well, I say, no. It doesn't look very nice when you've got floating terrain and things like that. It's let's just check my chat, see if they've got anyone talking. I can see I've got one viewer, which one view is better than none. I appreciate it, but no, I never thought I'd be able to do something like this that I have, and get as far as I have done. These little bits here, too big for bushes. That's when you go up to your top, get your grass. This is where your grass comes in. There we go. The grass just fills it in nicely. Just there we go. Just gives it that bit of more of a realistic feel when you've got bushes. Then you've got your grass that's just, well, wildly grown. It's a it's a pretty good feeling when you can do something and it goes the way you want it. As I say, there's all your textures that you can use, but as you don't want to see grass underneath. If the track that the train's travelling on, that's just a that just seems a little too dodgy for my liking, if you ask me. as you can see, this bit needs a bit of a vegetation putting in. So we'll go back, jump back to there. You've got your trees. You can add trees all day long, but trees don't give it that feel. See, that gives it that felt closed. I just added these the ones with fell at the front. That's all that you had. I don't know why we've got cactuses. Unmute your mic and that. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to answer a phone call. Yeah, like I was saying, you've got your medium ones, and always, as I always do, I don't like that when that little circle comes up. Don't like it. So F2 save your route. Save your work. Make sure you save. Save. Because if you do something and you like it and it crashes, then yeah, you're gonna regret it. You see this bit where we've got these bits? Use some thicker ones. Thicker ones, drop them down a little bit. Makes it just that little bit more sparse, but it just adds depth. Just adds depth to it. you see these trees? Double click in the assets, edit position. There you go. Or you can, well, randomize it, which just changes the look even more. There's but like I said, yeah, with all your asset blocks, you'll have to apologise because I'm just having a few Doritos. I'm just waiting. I need to wait for my tea. Got a bit of a steak in the oven. There we go. Alright, you see we've got a bit of overhang here. Get your tool, just move it up a tad. Move it up. Move it down. You can always add more. There's no limits in how much scenery you can add in. That just makes that just look a bit nicer, and I wanted this stretch to be open. And these little bits, and these actually just attach. These just attach to your scenery, to your terrain, and these are obviously DTG made. I, I say I criticise a lot of their work, and don't get me wrong, I do, because I've always felt they half-arse things sometimes, which people won't like that I say that, because but this field here, drop it down, done, bang. It just gives you something else to look at. You know what I mean? It's just go down, make sure it's non-floating. That just looks really nice. It's it's not thingy, but you can tell it's an unkept field. It's not very well, and you can even, if I'm right, ploughed field. This is a good one. Some people don't. I've seen people use this texture before, but not very often. See, farmers, they have, how can you put it, irregular fields sometimes. There we go. Just add a ploughed field in. Just a bit of a ploughed field. just a ploughed field. It just adds something else to look at along the route. It's nothing much, but just look. That's just you. You can actually see the hill. You can actually see where it's hilly and how uneven it is. It adds that depth that I like personally. It does. You can do a lot with terrain and painting, and then you add your scenery on top. It becomes one whole package, and then you've got your route, you've got your signalling, you've got your track, obviously, and you've got all your little bits that you can use, your point rodding and things like that. There's I think, Golden Age. Um, Let me just check on that. I'll get a name for you, and I'll tell you which ones I'm going to like. And that's there we go. Golden Age Developments. That is they've just released a signalling pack. As such, you've got your telegraph poles, 1, 2, 4 and 6 row poles, whichever that means for them. Line side semaphore cables for your signalling, 1 or 2 row brackets with the wires included. Line side point rodding and point motors, which is very nice, and wooden cover boards for placing alongside signal boxes. Right, let's see. There we go. There's just literally that little edge bit there that I can live with that, because that just adds some depth to that bit that I call, well, it's more depth to the scenery again, even though it's a front line bottom first bit. And you just there we go, and then that just adds, it's just build, you just build up along it. And you can get your, there we go, just that bit. Right. I am the... I'm going 2 seconds. I just had to clear some notifications to access my iPad. There we go. Right. You see again, grass long. Yeah. Apparently, well, says long, but well, you got long or large, medium. And again, this bit here. It's the only thing I've got with the... One, two, three. Get them and drag them down a bit. Right, I'll be right back. 2 seconds, guys. Excuse me, I was just having a bit of summer tea then. Please, moderator. I don't quite know what you mean there, dude. There we go. Even though this has been a small bit that I've done. It takes a lot more than see. This is where train sim gets a bit undone and it's stuck up itself. You just use that delete button up there after your keyboard done doesn't want to work. Just that little bin icon there. That's your copy icon. Paste. And this is where you can see, well, you can hide what things you can see. There we go. Ah dear. There we go, there we go, there we go. Alright. As you can see, that's the easiest way to do it. Just go along first with your paintbrush. Anything you want to paint. Well, from this one here. Paint what you want and you can fill in towards the rail. Which is, I've found, the easiest way. Instead of arguing with it. Right, while I'm thinking of it, it's getting on, so I'm gonna go and grab some tea. I will come back on later, do another live stream, and we'll take another run along the line. And at this time, I promise, I will get from A to B without, well, without too many interruptions, hopefully. So, thank you for watching. And I hope I get to speak to you all soon again, and I will see you later. Thank you for anyone that has come and joined. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much.